Hey there, my dear friend. Come closer, let me whisper this into your ear like a secret we've both been keeping. Imagine us in a dimly lit room, the kind where shadows dance on the walls and every breath feels intimate. This story isn't just words. It's my heartbeat racing, my skin prickling with every unexpected touch, the slow unraveling of who I thought I was. You'll feel the cold pharmacy tile under my feet, the chalky pill on my tongue, the first whisper of lace against my thighs. If you've ever had one tiny mistake flip your world upside down, turning fear into curiosity and curiosity into something beautiful, stay with me. Feel it all. Let's dive in where it started, that ordinary afternoon when everything went wrong, or maybe, just maybe, right. It was 3:47 p.m. on a Tuesday, the kind of day where nothing exciting happens. I was Alex, 26, software engineer, the guy who lived in hoodies and sneakers, blending into the background like code in a program. I'd been battling a sinus infection for a week, the kind that makes your head feel like it's stuffed with cotton. My doctor scribbled a prescription during a quick telehealth call. Antibiotics, 2 milligrams, 30 tabs, 3 refills. Or so I thought. I didn't double-check the paper. Why would I? I shuffled into the CVS, handed it over at the counter, paid the copay without a glance, and stuffed the orange bottle into my hoodie pocket. Thanks, I muttered to the pharmacist, a harried woman with glasses perched on her nose. She nodded absently. No big deal. That night, after a microwave dinner and some Netflix, I popped the first pill with a swig of orange juice. It tasted chalky, a bit off, but meds always do. I shrugged it off and crashed into bed, expecting to wake up feeling better. Instead, at 6 a.m., I bolted upright with a strange tingle in my chest, like static electricity buzzing under my skin. I rubbed at it, frowning, but the sinus pressure was easing, so I figured it was working. Shower time, hot water cascading over me, steam fogging the mirror. As I toweled off, I noticed my nipples were sore, sensitive in a way they'd never been. Weird, I murmured, pressing gently and wincing. Maybe an allergic reaction? I brushed it aside, threw on my usual t-shirt and jeans, and headed to work. The office was the same grind. Code reviews in the morning, endless Slack pings, coffee that tasted like battery acid. But by lunch, something felt different. My skin, it was softer, almost velvety under my fingertips when I scratched my arm. New lotion or something? My coworker Sarah asked, eyeing me curiously over her salad. I laughed it off. Nah, just good genes. But inside, a flicker of unease stirred. That evening, I took another pill, telling myself it was nothing. Day 3 hit like a subtle earthquake. My hoodie felt tight across my chest, pulling in ways it never had. In the bathroom mirror at work, I lifted my shirt and stared. 2 small, tender mounds. Breasts? No, that couldn't be. I poked one, and a jolt of pain mixed with something else, something unfamiliar, shot through me. Panic bubbled up. What the hell? I whispered, my voice cracking just a tad higher than usual. Heart pounding, I dug the bottle out of my bag. The label glared back, estradiol 2 milligrams. Not antibiotics. Estrogen. Hormone replacement therapy for women? I called the pharmacy, my hands shaking so badly I nearly dropped the phone. There's been a mistake. This isn't my prescription. The pharmacist's voice was calm, too calm. Name? Alex Carter. Silence, then typing. Sir, that was meant for Alexa Carter. Same birthday, same last name, different middle initial. You signed for it without checking. My world tilted. I'd been on estrogen for 3 days. What do? I croaked. Stop immediately. See your doctor. But the damage? The changes? They didn't say. Back home, I stared at my reflection in the full-length mirror. Same face, green eyes, messy brown hair. But my skin glowed like I'd had a facial. My hips ached with growing pains, subtle but there. And under my shirt, those small breasts, real, undeniable. Disbelief crashed over me in waves. This can't be happening, I whispered, touching them tentatively. Soft, sensitive. A flush crept up my neck. Embarrassment? Or curiosity? I sat on the bed, burying my face in my hands. The bottle mocked me from the nightstand. 90 pills left. What now? The disruption started small but snowballed fast. The next week felt like living in a body that was rewriting itself without permission. At work, I layered baggy hoodies over everything, but colleagues noticed. "You okay, man? You look puffy, like you gained weight or something." Mark, my desk neighbor, said it with a grin, but his eyes lingered. I forced a laugh. "Allergies acting up. Pollen's killer this year." But my voice, it cracked higher mid-sentence, softer around the edges. Slack messages slowed. People whispered when I walked by. "Is Alex sick?" "He seems different." I hid in the bathroom stalls, staring at my phone, Googling accidental estrogen effects. The results terrified me. Fat redistribution, breast growth, softer skin, potential infertility. Months to reverse, if at all. The gym was out. My usual routine, bench presses, squats, now caused shooting pains in my chest. In the locker room, I avoided mirrors, but one glance showed a stranger. Curves where hard lines used to be, hips widening just enough to make my jeans pinch. This is temporary, I told myself, but doubt crept in. Family calls were torture. Mom rang on Thursday. "You sound different, honey. Softer, like you're coming down with something." I lied through my teeth. "Just a lingering cold, Mom. No big deal." Dad texted a dumb meme about coders. I didn't reply, too afraid he'd hear the change in my text somehow. Friends? Friday night beers at the local bar. I showed up in an oversized flannel, hoping it hit everything. Mark clapped my back, too hard, and frowned. "Dude, you shrunk? And what's with the glow up? You using some fancy skincare?" The group laughed, but it stung. I chugged my beer, excuses tumbling out. Got to head home early. Deadline. I fled before the questions deepened. I stopped the pills on day 5, flushing half the bottle in a fit of rage. But the changes didn't stop. My skin stayed baby smooth, no stubble even after skipping shaves. Hair on my head grew faster, shinier, falling in waves past my ears. And my chest, definitely growing. I measured with a tape from my toolbox, 34A. "No," I groaned, sinking to the floor. The doctor confirmed it over the phone. "Estrogen is fat-soluble. It lingers. You're looking at months of redistribution. Therapy might help reverse some, but nothing was certain." I hung up and cried, hot tears soaking my shirt. Then, the package arrived, a correction from the pharmacy. Inside, breast forms, lace bras in soft pink, a note. "For Alexa Carter. Apologies for the mix-up. We've notified your insurance." I stared at the lace, delicate and foreign. Threw it all in the trash. But that night, alone with the hum of the fridge, I dug it out. Held the bra against my chest. The cups fit perfectly over my new curves. "Just to see," I whispered, slipping it on. The straps adjusted easily, the lace cool and supportive. In the mirror, I looked different. Not bad. Just different. A flush of heat, embarrassment mingled with a spark of curiosity. What if? Week 2, I locked my bedroom door and let the curiosity take over. It started tentative, like dipping a toe in cold water. The bra first. White lace, 34A, from the package. I slipped off my shirt, the cool air raising goosebumps on my sensitive skin. Hooked it behind my back on the 3rd try, the straps hugging my shoulders like a gentle embrace. The cups cradled my breasts, lifting them slightly, making them look fuller, more defined. I stared in the mirror, turning side to side. "This is insane," I murmured, but my voice held a note of wonder. The lace whispered against my skin with every breath, a constant reminder that felt confining yet oddly comforting. Next, the panties. High cut, soft cotton with a touch of lace at the edges. I'd shaved my legs earlier, just to check the skin changes, I'd told myself, but now, sliding them up smooth thighs felt deliberate. The fabric hugged my hips, which had softened noticeably, and cupped me in front, where things were shrinking, another estrogen side effect. My butt looked rounder in the mirror, the panties accentuating the curve. I paired it with a plain t-shirt, but even that draped differently, hinting at the shape beneath. Feminine. The word echoed in my mind, sending a thrill down my spine. I bought makeup on impulse the next day, drugstore stuff, nothing fancy. Foundation, mascara, lip gloss, tucked into a plain bag like contraband. At 2 a.m., with tutorials playing softly on my laptop, I experimented. First attempt, disaster. Clumpy lashes that made me look like a raccoon, foundation too orange for my now paler skin. I wiped it off, laughing nervously. What am I doing?
But the second try, better.
I blended the foundation with a sponge, watching it even out my complexion, making it glow. Mascara lengthened my lashes, making my green eyes pop. Lip gloss, pink and shiny, made my lips fuller, kissable. I tilted my head, practicing smiles.
Hi.
Alexa? The name slipped out, a whisper.
I didn't hate it.
In fact, it fit the reflection staring back. Encouraged, I ordered clothes online, women's section, anonymous delivery. Oversized sweaters for safety, leggings that promised comfort, and a skirt just to see. When the package arrived, I locked the door again. The skirt was black, A-line, knee-length cotton.
I stepped into it, zipping it up with trembling hands.
It hugged my waist, flaring over hips that were widening by the day. Twirling, the fabric swished against my legs, light and free. Whoa, I breathed, laughter bubbling up.
My legs looked longer, smoother.
I added heels from another impulse buy, nude, 2-inch pumps.
Click-clack on the hardwood floor.
At first, I wobbled like a newborn deer, but after a few laps around the room, a rhythm emerged, hips swaying naturally, posture straightening. I recorded myself on my phone. Hi, I'm Alexa. Playback showed a voice higher, softer, not forced but natural from the hormonal shifts. Sensory overload hit. Lace tickling my nipples with every move, silk panties whispering secrets, perfume I'd spritzed, vanilla and peach, stolen from a sample, lingering on my wrists. I touched my face. No stubble, just smooth skin. My hair, growing fast, fell in waves. I tucked it behind my ear, a feminine gesture that felt instinctive. Internal thoughts raced. This is temporary, just experimenting. But hours melted away. I created outfits. Casual day with leggings and sweater, evening with the skirt and a blouse. Each one unveiled a layer, curiosity blooming into excitement, shame fading like old makeup. The mistake had opened a door I didn't know existed. By month 2, hiding wasn't an option. The changes demanded acknowledgement. Work shifted to remote days as much as possible, but a team meeting forced me out. I dressed carefully. Men's cut blouse but in softer fabric, slacks that hid widening hips, minimal makeup, just tinted moisturizer and gloss.
Colleagues stared over Zoom.
Alex, you okay? You look refreshed or something.
I smiled, heart hammering. Just trying a new look.
Feeling good. Whispers in the chat. Is he wearing makeup?
But no confrontation.
Small victories built confidence. Outings started tentative. First, the coffee shop down the block. Leggings under a long sweater, ballet flats for ease.
The barista smiled.
What can I get for you, miss?
Miss.
The word hit like electricity. Latte, please. Name's Alexa. It rolled off my tongue, easy. No stares, no laughs. I floated back home, heart soaring.
Friends next. Mark over pizza at my place.
Dude, you're different. Softer features, longer hair. I confessed, the pharmacy messed up. Gave me estrogen instead of antibiotics. I'm transitioning now. Accidentally at first, but on purpose. Silence stretched, then he nodded.
Cool. Pass the pepperoni.
You need help with anything?
Relief washed over me. Family was harder.
Mom on video call, her eyes widening. Alex? You look beautiful. What's going on? Tears came as I explained.
Mom, it's me. But also,
Alexa now. She cried too, happy tears.
I always knew you were my daughter deep down.
I'm here for you. Dad grunted at first, awkward. This is a lot, kid. But then a hug through the screen.
Call me if you need help with the car. Or heels, I guess. Laughter broke the tension.
I leaned into it, grew my hair to shoulder length, got laser hair removal for the smoothness that felt right. Voice training apps helped soften my tone further.
An estrogen?
I restarted it, on purpose this time, with a doctor's script. Dates emerged, a girl from Tinder, coffee turning to walks.
You're beautiful, she said, her hand in mine.
I believed her, excitement outweighing anxiety. Weekends, parks, shops, blending in with increasing poise. Internal shift, from fear to comfort, the mistake becoming a path.
Month 6 brought the climax.
HR emailed. Dress code violation reported. I'd worn a skirt suit to the office, professional, knee-length, paired with low heels.
Feminine but appropriate. Meeting with my boss in his sterile office.
Alex, this is disruptive. Clients might complain. My heart pounded, tension thick.
My name is Alexa now. And I'm not changing back.
This is who I am.
He shifted uncomfortably.
We can offer a transfer to remote only. Anger surged, hide or fight. I chose fight.
No.
If this company can't accept me, I quit. I walked out, head high, heels clicking like victory drums. That night, on my balcony in a red dress that hugged my curves, city lights blurring through tears, unemployment loomed terrifying.
But free.
This is me, I whispered to the wind.
No looking back.
Resolution came swift. A new job, remote, inclusive tech firm, pay raise for my skills. I consulted on top surgery but decided against it. I loved my breasts, the way they filled out blouses, symbols of my journey. Name change legal, Alexa Jane Carter. I wore dresses to the grocery store, heels to the park, confidence blooming like spring flowers. Fell in love with Mia, dark hair, kind eyes. She kissed me under fireworks. You're magic.
I was a mistake, I replied.
Now I'm a miracle. Back at that CVS 1 year later, I handed the pharmacist a thank you card. She read, "You gave me the wrong pills. You gave me the right life." Tears in her eyes, a hug shared. Now, when asked about my transition, by mistake, then by choice. If change scares you, remember, sometimes the universe hands you a dress unasked.
Try it on. Twirl. It might fit perfectly. You're not a mistake. You're becoming.